Command has been given. Crank him up.
Let's go. When I say I don't know, I don't know.
Let's go, baby.
Now, the Morning Drive.
Buckle up, everybody.
A little bit of this and a little bit of that.
It's a game changer.
I listen to you guys every single day on my way to work.
Well, again, I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on the radio.
You guys are amazing.
What are you doing over there?
I'm going to the top.
The Morning Drive with Mike Bagley and Pete Pistone.
To the bat balls.
Sirius XM NASCAR Radio Channel 90 live and on the air for this Thursday, March 30th, 2023. Mike Bagley, Davey, Sammy, all hunkered down together in Studio 134 of the Beltway Bureau in our nation's capital. Pistol Pete Pistone joining us from the Paisan Palace in Chicago. We welcome each and every one of you to this Thursday morning, and happy Friday Eve to you, Triple P.
Good morning, Bagman. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday Eve to one and all as we start to get closer to the racing weekend in Richmond. Close out the month of March, and there you are, right there in the Beltway Bureau in our nation's capital with the boys. How is everything there in D.C. this morning?
Doing good, as well as D.C. can be, all things considered.
All right, fair enough.
Got done yesterday with TMD, had a meeting with the MRN folk. Once we got done with that meeting, then it was sails in the wind, down 95, relatively unscathed. I did notice, and it's been a while since I've been down here, but I did notice how once you get on the other side of Baltimore, or Baltimore, as some folks say, how the aggressive nature of the drive, basically we went from the first 5 laps of a race to Baltimore to the last 5 laps of a race on the other side of Baltimore, if you know what I'm saying. It's like the aggression level picked up.
Boy. Was it turn 1 at Coda? Bad?
Well, we didn't wad them up, but it was a little dicey, and got in on 295, and when I got inside the Beltway, that's when it went to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
So, but otherwise than that, I mean, it's always fun coming down here and seeing the guys. And I'm obviously on my way to Richmond, so as soon as I get done here, I'm driving down to Richmond for the weekend, and then for the weekend of mirth and merriment that awaits us in the capital of the Commonwealth, as it were.
All right. Well, there it is. The old D.C. Richmond double. Done that before. Last time I did it, Tiger Woods won the Masters. So
1997? You weren't even on the channel in 97.
No. The last time Tiger won the Masters.
That was his first Masters.
Yes, okay. Yes. So it's like, that's when I was flying back and I got diverted to Cleveland because there was a snowstorm in Chicago. It was that whole weekend, yeah. So anyway, everything here, we are ready for opening day in Major League Baseball today, and we have a home opener at Wrigley Field. You guys have a home opener there in D.C. with the Nationals. Weather here, well, it's opening day, so it's 50 degrees, wind off the lake. Be a little cold out at the old ball yard.
So basically, it's nothing new. Same old thing.
Nothing new. Actually, that's warmer than some of the days that I've been out at Wrigley Field. The coldest Wrigley Field opening day, and this might have been like 97, I don't remember. It was the year that Greg Maddux left the Cubs as a free agent and signed with the Braves, and then the schedule makers decided to have the Braves and the Cubs play at Wrigley Field, and he was the opening day starter for the Braves. It was about 30 degrees, wind off the lake, water, raining, I felt like it was on the deck of a steamship, not at a ballpark. I mean, that's what it felt like. That's about the coldest I've been at Wrigley. Not going today. I'll be here in the confines of the studio. Now, we're going to have a guy on the show today that's been all over Chicago lately, Kurt Busch. I wonder if he'll be out at the ballpark today. We'll have to find out.
We'll ask him. He'll be joining us at 10 o'clock this morning.
Yeah. Other than that, it's hard to believe. End of March is here. Got a reminder yesterday from my guy. Taxes are due April 17th. Just a little reminder for you out there. We're in that season. Don't let that slip by. Don't let Uncle Sam come knocking at your door. Not Three's Company style, but, another style.
Right.
Come on, knock on my door. So we got that. And I did rectify. Remember I told you guys yesterday trying to square away our dinner plan on Saturday, and I sort of got a little bit in a beef with the woman who wanted to upcharge me for a better seat.
For the premium seating, yes.
Premium seating, yeah. We kicked that one to the curb. Found a place that we hadn't been to before that we want to go to, so I got that at a nice 6:30 reservation. No upcharge for anything. Just we'll see you at 6:30. You'll see me at 5:30 because I'll be at the bar. But 6:30, we got that all squared away yesterday.
Well, okay. Now let me ask you this question. So do you? Because you're Mr. Yelp man, you write all these reviews on Yelp now. Do you write a review on Yelp for the premium seating place and let everybody know that was a deterrent? Or do you just let it go?
Well, that's like a callus. That's a good one. I don't know, because I am Mr. Yelp guy, and I feel that you should be fair one way or the other, whether it's a good experience or maybe a not so good experience. Is that something I should take to Yelp and say? Because there's no doubt I wanted to go to the restaurant, but that whole upcharge for those two things was the reason we didn't go. Is that a Yelp review?
IBM presents You Make the Call.
To me, it depends on how. Hang on, let me
Easy. Check it up.
Hang on. Yeah,
You didn't dine there, so it's like that's
Right.
why it's tough. There's people that leave reviews for my apartment complex, and they're like, didn't tour, just toured the place, never lived there, but didn't like it, and it's like, oh, okay, you know. Not like you toured it and didn't like it, but you never lived here. So, like, how do you really know? How can you give it 1 star? Like, based on the bad tour, I guess.
Well,
and
but
then you
this
have
is
to have
different.
some recourse to notify a bad service or mistreatment of service or something like that.
Well, but this is different. I feel that this is almost like PD being an ombudsman or being some sort of vigilant diner to give a heads up that, hey, if you're thinking about dining here, this is what they're going to hit you with when you go to make the reservation. So just know that it's coming type thing. Some it won't be an issue for, but for some, and if it isn't, that's fine. And if it is, that's fine. But that's almost like a heads up to fellow diners. And maybe if they get enough of those reviews, they'll rethink this premium seating upcharge thing. I don't know. I mean,
That truly is the reason. I mean, if I did it, I would position it just like that. I have no idea how the restaurant food is or the service or anything, the ambiance, all those things that check the boxes of why I like to go to dinner at certain establishments. But one of the reasons that I didn't, or not one, the reason I didn't do it is I just felt like it didn't sit well with me to have a premium seating. Remember, it was 2. It was a double hit. From 6 to 8 or whatever it was prime time. So that was 1 upcharge. And then where you wanted to sit, the premium seating, was another upcharge. So I didn't even sit down and get a cracker in my mouth, and I'm in for $10. Now, they might have good crackers, so I might have to redo that Yelp review. I'm not sure.
6:30 is when you're doing dinner, Pete.
Yes.
Is that the optimal? What is the optimal reservation time on and our reservation? Because I think obviously it's Saturdays are different than Sundays and all that stuff.
Correct.
But Friday and Saturday reservation time, what is the optimal time, and are they different times?
For me, it's different if we're going by ourselves or if we're going with others. If we were going with others, I think it might be a little later, like 7:30, and then get there a little sooner and have a little fellowship and pregame and all that. If it's Michelle and I, like it is on Saturday, it's a little earlier. Now, they offered you 5:30. I'm like, 5:30? Take it easy. I'm not going back to the home when I get done here.
Gonna drive your
well, now
Buick
wait a minute.
LeSabre
Now,
there?
hang on a minute. Now, all right. Now, you're like the people that get on people for standing up on the airplane when the bell goes off. Just because you're eating at 5:30 doesn't mean you're going to the home.
Where are you going?
I mean, some folks don't want, like, it depends on what you're eating. If you're eating a heavy meal, you eat it earlier so you don't want to go to bed with that in the tank.
Tori's grandpa had esophageal cancer, so he had part of it removed, and so we have to eat very early with him because he can't he can't do like an 8 o'clock dinner and go to bed with that like on him, which like I understand, but it's also like, Grandpa, I love you, but 5:30, like, come on.
Well, now, and it also, and not to be bougie, but it also how many courses are involved? Is this like a dinner that's going to go on for a couple of hours? You may have to go early because you got a show or you got a movie. See, I think this taps into a bigger question for all of us. What is the perfect time to eat dinner at night? Like, what is the target time where plates should be on the table or fixing to hit the table?
Well, again, I think to Sam's point, is it Monday through Friday at home? Is it Saturday out to dinner? What are the parameters here? Because I can tell you this, in 3 weeks, we are going to dinner at 5:30 because we're going to Second City that night here in Chicago for an 8 o'clock show, to your point. Mm-hmm. So there is an earlier dinner. And I'm a little bit concerned about putting whatever in the tank and then going and sit in a movie theater or a theater, live theater, but that's another discussion. But yes, I would say during the week for me, Monday through Friday, and Friday's even a little bit, sometimes we just catch can, go out, have pizza or whatever. I'd say 6 o'clock for us, Baggy, at a normal time.
See, now that's actually early before me. My target time When David Meir fires off that open for ABC World News Tonight, that's when the plates hit the table. 6:30. 6:30. Between 6 and 6:30, plates go on the table, and it's dinner time because I'm normally either falling asleep on the sofa around 8 or going to bed around 9:30 or 10 o'clock or whatever, and I want time to let everything digest.
Settle. I got it. Yeah.
And you know this because there were times on the road we'd go out, we'd have a big steak dinner. And we wouldn't get done with the dinner till almost 9:30 or 10 o'clock. Go right to bed. Hey, got a crew call at 7 o'clock and got to go right to bed. I can't sleep on that. I got a heavy meal in me like that.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, again, Monday through Thursday, Fridays, like I say, we just kind of do whatever. It is a little different just having Michelle and I sit down dinners where before dinner was a big deal. When we had Mia here, we felt like that was something that was important to us, have as many dinners together as possible, blah, blah, blah. She's not here now. She's at college. So, I would say a couple days a week we sit down for dinner. Otherwise, I'm watching a game and eating over here. She's going out to work out, and then she comes home later and eats, and it's a little bit more frazzled, I guess, than it used to be.
I have only used my dining room table in my Delaware house like twice, and that's when Deb and Denise came over. If it's me, or even if, me and some friends, we'll fire those TV trays up. We'll sit right in front of the TV and watch TV or whatever. I never use my dining room table, hardly.
Yeah.
For me, it's just TV tray, plop it down, watch whatever, play games.
Yeah. Dining room table here is more for special occasions as well, but we use a little bit more than that. I don't even have, every time you say TV trays, I think I have one TV tray, and I think I use it in the storage room to put stuff on top of. I don't think really have TV trays anymore.
Okay. All right. There's something happening behind the scenes now.
Can you send that out, Sam, to everybody? Mike, is that get approval?
I want to put that picture on the hood of someone's race car.
It's gonna be my new contact photo for you, Mike.
So Sammy took a picture of Mike, who's in the studio there.
No.
Mike,
they took a video of me doing it.
And this was the thumbnail.
I took a video, and we found this thumbnail in the video. Yes,
very animated thumbnail, I would say.
It's like you got caught like naked with your pants down or something like that. You're
Whoa!
just like,
easy.
Well, I mean, of all that I gave you in that video, this is what you land on for the still? Seriously.
It's perfect.
But you sit on something? Is there a tack on the seat? Nobody sits there unless you show up. Nobody uses that. Does anybody use that where Mike is, guys, unless when Mike comes down a few times a year? Or
I sit in there for meetings sometimes.
I do too, but I usually lose service, so I need to figure out this doubtful situation.
When Tori kicks me out, I sleep there sometimes too, yes. No.
That's why I found you here on a Friday.
No,
What's this pillow? What's this pillow and these bottles of water? Well, who's in here? What is
I
this?
roll up a sleeping bag and stuff like that and stay in there.
Make sure it's not a hotel pillow. Too long.
Yeah, how's your hotel sleep last night, Baggy? Everything good?
Oh, son, listen.
He brought the CPAP with him. It was so good.
Well, you drove so you could take more stuff.
It was so good.
Well, I forgot I left my CPAP mask in my backpack. The machine's in the car, but I had one. I don't know what it is. I can sleep awesomely in hotel rooms. I can't sleep when I'm home.
God,
I can't. I don't know why.
That's
have
weird.
no idea.
I have the exact opposite. I mean, literally the exact opposite.
I think there's something to what Scott said that work awaits you at the end of the house. It's like in the studio, which is a bedroom converted to a studio. Mm-hmm. Work is always there, whereas if you're in a hotel, I'm like, but work's waiting for me there. My laptop's fired up on the desk. It's
exactly.
I don't know, but I slept good last night. The pillows were there was one of the four that I took favor to and shut it down. And matter of fact, here's how I know the sleep was good. When I woke up this morning.
Yeah.
Well, the first time I woke up, it was 3:15. I had to make a little pit stop, came back, went right back at it. But the TV was still on. So I didn't even turn the TV off.
Wow.
I slept all night with the TV on, which I hate because I feel like I've been deprived sleep. The body has been deprived darkness. It's been sleeping in light from the TV all night long. But I'm still well rested, feeling good. Not gonna lie. Feel like $1,000.
1,000. That's it. Come on. You look like $1 million.
Inflation. Come
okay.
on.
Well, bring it down a little
and
bit.
all these surcharges and service charge. Oh, which by the way,
upcharge.
So there is I'm going to, after the season ends, the week after that, I'm going to Lauderdale for a week.
Mm-hmm.
And in the middle of that is a comedian that's going to be performing at the Hard Rock that I love and that a group of us love, Jimmy Carr.
No.
And so we got the ticket pre-sale went on yesterday.
Okay.
And we were able to get them. It was through Ticketmaster.
Surcharge?
Get it. $17.50 per ticket plus another $4.95 for the service fee for the order in general.
They should be put out of business.
What are we?
They're
what is all
terrible.
this for? I don't
They're
understand. Like all these service charges.
That's the whole thing with the Taylor Swift concert. That they actually went to Congress, so go, but nothing's going to get done there. But to hear about these surcharges and the upcharges, it's ridiculous.
And the
ridiculous.
topic of your visa thing with Amy came up yesterday.
Oh yeah,
the tack on, and everything's a tack on now.
Everything's a tack on. I went and bought some tack on.
Okay. All right. Petey with the whiff on opening day. Coming up bottom of the hour.
Hey, speak for yourself. That was like a bloop single. Let's give it at least that.
No. That was like one of those pop-ups that the guy loses in the sunlight and
Hey,
what happened?
Sounds like one thing to break up a no-hitter.
It can't be. They can't all be gems.
Well, I got 3 hours and 45 minutes left.
We don't need any more.
Great. That's awesome. Coming up bottom of the hour. Headline check number 1. Coming up at 8:50 this morning. Got the calendar. Coming up at 9, we'll visit with Brandon Jones of Junior Motorsports in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Coming up at 9:30, we'll visit with Daniel Hemrick. He is one of 4 drivers with the Dash for Cash this weekend at Richmond. We'll chat with Daniel about his season so far with Colleague Racing. Coming up at 10, we will visit with Mr. Chicago himself, Kurt Busch, who is on basically a hot lap around Chicago right now. Pardon the pun. We'll explain why. Coming up, a lot of you may not know, Kurt has been involved with the development of the Chicago Street Course. We're going to ask him about that, basically what all that entails. And if you're looking for a guy to give input on a new course, Kurt Busch would be at the top of my list. He knows what he's doing.
And he was literally everywhere here in Chicago yesterday. He was at the Bulls game. He was doing TV. He's doing radio. So he's all over the place. So look forward to talking to him about that here in a couple hours here at TMD.
10 a.m. Eastern Time. He'll join us. We're with you until 11. We'll take your telephone calls at 866-PIT-LANE. And we'll also take your tweets at SiriusXM NASCAR, hashtag TMD NASCAR. This week's race coverage is brought to you by Smithfield. Cruise to your local grocer to fuel your crew with delicious Smithfield breakfast meats. Then enter our weekly giveaway at smithfield.com for your chance to win a $250 grocery gift card.